Welcome to the Teaching Your Toddler Show with Marijo Tinlin. Each show we talk about fun activities to do with your little one, including a craft, a letter of the week, Spanish words, songs, games, and even a snack for each weekly theme. Here is your hostess, Marijo Tinlin.
Hello and welcome to the Teaching Your Toddler Show. This week's theme is the Earth. So we just had Earth Day here in the United States, so I thought it would be fun to do some Earth-related activities in our podcast for the week. We're going to sing some fun songs, read the Lorax, talk about some earthy snacks and different crafts that have to do with recycled things and about the Earth, learn some new words, and a whole lot more. So I'm not a giant environmentalist, but I do think that it's kind of a good thing to teach our children how to take care of the Earth. It is our responsibility to leave it a good place for them. And so Earth Day started about 40 years ago, and it is not to be confused with Arbor Day, which of course started in 1872 and is focused on planting trees specifically. Maybe we'll do a show about Arbor Day someday separately. But I also know that the concept of a planet for a toddler is not necessarily a concept they're going to get just yet. But you can absolutely talk about the Earth. You can talk about things all around you. You can talk about the trees and the flowers and the sky and the ocean, the mountains, whatever's close to you, whatever you have nearby. Concentrate on being outside, being in nature this week, and just teach your child about being on the Earth. Even if they don't understand what Earth is in relation to everywhere else, that's totally okay. The letter of the week is Q, and it's really just because we haven't done it yet. You know, E for Earth, we did when we had Easter. So let's celebrate Q this week. It's kind of an unloved letter. So, but it's some really important words that come from Q, such as quilt, queen, quiet. Make sure you show your toddler a picture of the capital Q and a lowercase q. Draw a Q on paper and let him or her trace over it and use your child's finger to draw it. You can use bathtub letters or refrigerator letters also. Another thing you might start to think about is teaching them both the print version and the cursive version, which I know seems strange even at this young age, but they don't tend to learn a lot of cursive in school anymore unless you're going to homeschool them or you live in specific states that have requirements for cursive. They may or may not ever learn cursive, so just putting that out there. The number of the week, I picked 22, and I'm not really sure why. It is the date of my birth, not in the spring, but anyway, 22. So show your child 22 things. It's a long, that might be because it's Earth Day on the 22nd. But that's a lot of numbers, but they'll get the idea of 22 if you start to count them, if you start to show them things, if you have, foam blocks or Cheerios or something like that you have a lot of, you could start to count. And they may not get it. That's okay. You're just teaching them a pattern. You're just starting that to lay the foundation in their brains of math. So make sure you keep using those, the patterns, talking to them, and if nothing else, it's just good for them to hear that over and over and over. The song of the week are some cute little songs from preschool education. I'm not going to sing for you, but they are funny little songs that have familiar tunes, but then they've changed the words to be Earth related. So hopefully you'll like that. And I couldn't pass up picking the Lorax as our story of the week. It is a classic. It's classic Dr. Seuss. The toddlers won't understand the big concept of, what's going on in the story with environmentalism and the big bad onceler that was taking over the forest and all that. They won't get that. But they'll understand that the Lorax is funny, that he's trying to stand up for something. You can talk about standing up for things you believe in. You can talk about, protecting things that you want to protect. So there's a lot of really good lessons in it. And so I hope you enjoy the Lorax. You can read that. You can watch it. You can also see the movie, of course, which is kind of cute. The snack of the week is Earth Snacks. Now, the link I have in the show notes, it is way down on the page. It's about 3/4 of the way down on the page. So just keep scrolling. But there are tons and tons of fun recycled material and fun crafts and all things earth related above it. So I think you'll find some good stuff that you like there. And then once you get down into the Earth Snacks, they're kind of fun. Some of them are not super healthy, but maybe you can figure out ways to substitute things that aren't quite as sugary. It'll give you some inspiration maybe. The Spanish words of the week: Earth is la tierra, world is el mundo, dirt is la suciedad, tree el árbol, forest el bosque, ocean el océano. And then also, if you want some fun free resources, it's not fancy graphics or anything, but it's a 1, 2, 3 Teach Me, and I'll put that in the show notes as well, that has really fun and great resources for teaching kids Spanish if that's not your native language. The do-it-myself this week is plant something. And you know what? Even if you guys are just eating an apple and you have an apple seed that is in the core, take it outside and show them how to plant it, or put it in a cup of dirt, or grab some seeds from the grocery store or from the nursery or whatever, and see if you guys can plant seeds in a styrofoam cup with some dirt in it, or outside in the ground if you have a garden or anything like that. Even those little starter plants for seeds could be fun. Right now it's the end of May or April as I record this, so you still have time to grow something, or at least get it started in the inside, and then maybe take it outside once it gets warm enough. But it's a really great thing for them to learn how to plant something on their own. We do the do-it-myself activities every week so that they grow confidence, they have something of their own, and they can be proud. The activity of the week are Earth's crafts. And again, the link I have here, not super fancy graphics or anything, but there are a lot of really fun, simple activities you can try. Of course, you can always tailor those crafts to your child's abilities. Don't feel like you have to do them exactly the way that they're in the instructions if it's not something that your child is quite ready for, or do the parts that are hard, like gluing and cutting and things like that. So make sure you're doing the appropriate level for them. The yoga pose is always hard in a podcast, but I chose dolphin pose mostly because dolphins have a lot to do with our earth and the ocean and that kind of thing. But it's also a really good stretch, and it's a good stretch for you too, moms and dads. It stretches your back. It's kind of like the opposite of a back bend, or it's sort of like up dog, I guess. If you have done yoga before, it's a little bit like up dog, except you're on your elbows. So that's fun. And then finally, the sign language of the week is, and again, sign language is impossible to do in a podcast, but please check out the links in the show notes for Earth, World, Ocean, and Mountain. All of our show notes are available on the teachingyourtoddler.com website if you go to any of the specific pages. So this particular page is Earth, or Earth Day. And also, of course, you can find the show notes on the podcast, but they will link you directly over to the website. So I hope that's helpful. Please check us out on the web at teachingyourtoddler.com. Also, our Facebook page is Facebook/teachingyourtoddler. And I'm on Twitter as well at Teaching Toddler. And so please check us out. I hope you have a great week with your child. I hope it's wonderful, and have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for the Teaching Your Toddler Show with Marijo Tinlin. We hope you had some fun and you got some great ideas for the week. Please subscribe to the podcast, like us on Facebook, and visit the website for all the links we discussed at www.teachingyourtoddler.com. This has been the Teaching Your Toddler Show with Marijo Tinlin. Until next time, keep teaching.